Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Sun Up on 7. It's Monday. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. For the folks that are still in bed, you're so lucky, and I hope that you continue enjoying. For the ones that are making their way home, their way to school or work, I wish you safe travels and all the best. Today it's time for our first conversation. So joining us, we have Miss Penny Casasola, who's an advanced lactation consultant. I love that title. How are you doing, Miss Penny?
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for joining us here in our couch. And joining you also have artist Briheda. Haylock. Briheda, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to share the space with you.
I know. I've been waiting to meet you on this platform.
Lovely.
Oh, it's because Brandon was here the last time you came.
Yes.
And I know Kevin, so it's
yeah, and we're big fans. We're big friends of each other, so it's really
and
good.
You guys are wearing boots together.
All of us are wearing boots.
Like there was a memo apparently.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Definitely. So the conversation we're having today is around the art exhibit that's going on right now, which is commemorating World Breastfeeding Week. And the theme is Latched, a Society Supporting Breastfeeding. So we're informed this is the first of its kind that's ongoing. So kudos to you for thinking about the concept and the pictures and everything that is at this exhibit. And of course, we take the opportunity to invite our viewers to join you on Thursday. So let's find out more about the details, you know, what kind of photos we're supposed to be expecting, what's the message. So let's get started, Ren.
I know. So that's one of the first things. Before we get into the photos or so, it's the first of its kind. Why do we feel it was necessary to have an art exhibit, you know, showcasing? I'm not sure exactly all the pictures because I get into that. Because I'm like, when I'm thinking about breastfeeding, are we going to be showing pictures of people breastfeeding, women breastfeeding? Are we going to go deeper in and go into something else, like, you know, showing different types of nipples? And, like, I'm trying to think right now, because the sky's the limit when you think about breastfeeding. There's so much it encompasses, and I'm sure Miss Penny knows that, right? So what was the idea behind that? Like, we should do an art exhibition.
Miss Penny,
talk to me.
Well, let's look back a little bit. In 2017, the Ministry of Health had a competition. It was you had to take a picture and compete for a prize. And the pictures were of families in support of breastfeeding mothers.
Okay.
So they took pictures with their husbands, with their babies, with their partners, and that was like a little seed that was planted. And then I got to meet the Governor General a few months ago, and she said, you know, she had the experience of breastfeeding and encountered myths. One of them, put down your baby and make it on her hand, and the baby did cry, and she did cry. I said, and what did you do? She said, pick up my baby on a holder. I said, good for you. He said, what we did is to rebrand and repackage breastfeeding as a cultural norm and show breastfeeding as it happens. And so then for years, I've been thinking of a drama to depict it, but I thought, well, that would be short-lived. But an exhibit would have a longer life, and it would be more involved, more people involved. I knew nobody who could do that. So I went to Kim Vasquez at Niche, who happens to be one of my mothers and families that I had the privilege of assisting years ago when Eliana was born.
Okay.
And it talks to you about a vision and capturing a vision. And then she introduced me to Briheda. And I thought, my goodness, look how this just falls into place. And I had seen her work in the gender-based exhibit. There was an exhibit recently at the Belial Gallery.
Oh, the Women in Art.
Yes,
Women in Art. And it was so spectacular. And I thought, how wouldn't that be a storyboard of breastfeeding? You know, the art of breastfeeding. But the important thing is you got to be latched to get the milk.
So the latch is
and
like
so
one of the
latched came from niche. So it's a creative mind meeting a creative mind, I would say.
It's a collaboration because as the artist, I had to sit down and listen to her voice and what it meant to her. So when you listen to Miss Penny, she talks about, yes, breastfeeding is important, but also she focuses on the support of the father or the family support if the mother does not have a partner in that situation. You have the aunties and uncles that are there to support, because the women that we've met are Miss Penny's clients, as well as we met some women from the Seed of Life who were, some of them were single mothers. So it's also to capture, like, okay, what is an alternative support? And when Miss Penny talks, it's about, like I said, family support, the importance of skin to skin, because she's been explaining to me, like, okay, how that bonds the baby and the dad, and then how the relationship with the mom and activating the breast milk to flow. So it's really an insight to what she goes through on a day-to-day and what she is promoting when it comes to family support. Like, I did my little research on what people were doing, and everything that I was thinking about has been done. You know, you try to come a little bit original, but then I feel like there's one thing that I wanted was for it to feel Belizean.
Yes.
So, like, that's what I want people to feel. Okay, this is my country, this is my people, this is our situation, this is our issue. And I really want to help with the stigmatization of breastfeeding, because I find it irritating that a man can whip out his penis and pee on the side, and we find that normal. But for a mother to not breastfeed and to get all these discrimination and looks and be like, why are you exposing yourself?
Yeah.
No, we are okay with a guy peeing in the corner, you know, and it's not irritating or anything, but, you know, a mother feeding her child is a whole issue.
And all kind of
Definitely.
stuff.
One other thing I wanted to emphasize at this point is that the purpose of a breast is to feed your young, regardless of which species of humanity or animal kingdom. That's the purpose. When we became fashion conscious, we moved away from nurturing and feeding the next generation.
That's so true. Where in everything did we forget that the breast is supposed to be feeding the child, nurturing the child, made it something about sex?
Yes.
About, you know, looking a certain type of way. So we look at the flat-chested or the big breasted and all these things, and we just sexualize the woman and their breast instead of looking at it. This is a means of, this is totally natural.
Natural, and
just
it's
like
a cultural norm that
supposed
needs
to be able to breastfeed.
Yes. And there are barriers that are set in place. One of them is rumors and myths, which we are hoping to dispel, because it opens the conversation so that people are free to call and ask.
Yeah.
And the best time, if a mother is even thinking of getting pregnant, that's the time to start the search for knowledge, search for support, and not wait until after the baby is born, because then you get flustered, because what do I do now? Now the baby's here, it's got to be fed.
Definitely.
You know?
You have a crying baby too as well.
Exactly.
Getting that information in is not, you know, good for you.
You will remember a drop out of a bucket of water.
Probably.
Trust me. Once that baby is born, if that mother does not have the support of the community to society, this is a societal need.
Yeah.
You know, and until we recognize this as a cultural norm, where it has an economic impact, it has relationship impact, it has intellect impact. The story goes on, preventive impact. We have to be proactive and understand that the mother is protected against non-communicable diseases, so is the child, against cancers. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
You know, I remember when Doc was talking about how it helps with diabetes, stress level. I'm like, man, everybody's supposed to breastfeed one time and done, man. Like, we're going to have a lot diabetes list for life and stress-free.
And bear in mind, there are exceptions to the rule. Yeah. I don't want to give the image that if you don't breastfeed, something wrong with you. There are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
We can accommodate for that. We can teach anybody who has, like you talked about the last time we were here, about inverted nipples. That can be alleviated.
Okay.
So
tight tongue, tight lip can be alleviated.
Yeah. What I'm thinking about the exhibit is there's going to be an opportunity for people to connect, and I think that's
ask questions.
Ask questions, connect, and be like, I can see my struggle, or I can see my reality there.
Yes.
I'm thinking.
Well, yeah, I do show, because the show is called Latched, because that's very important to Miss Penny that you get that latch. But I try to capture some of the
baby.
Yeah, yes, the baby and Miss
You are in the baby, Miss Penny.
The baby, please.
So for me, like, I try to capture, like, in that moment where the baby is still trying to connect, so you can see the difference of what a latch looks like and what the little struggle looks like.
Right. also, like, we're seeing like various like pictures on the screen right now. Are those some that are gonna be?
Yes, this is a little snippet.
Okay.
I think they're appropriate for television because I do have more, and I don't want to expose the mothers in this sense
Yeah.
because that was one of my concerns. Like, they're willing to do this, but at the same time, there are consequences to exposing yourself, especially since we're in a very sexualized community.
I get you.
So true.
So that was one of my concerns a little bit, not for me, but for the persons participating. Because it's not just about supporting Miss Penny. There is a repercussion after everything that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in this very sensitive topic and very exposed progress. You know?
I get you. But we can definitely see how having this kind of exhibit gives the opportunity for us to go about demystifying, but also breaking the matter in how we see breastfeeding. Going back to like, it's a normal thing for humans to do. Right, it's natural. So
what I've been learning from Miss Penny, along with breastfeeding and becoming a mother, how intuitive we are. And because we have all these noise, we just cancel it out. But just watching some of the things that she showed me, like the baby just naturally gravitating to the nipple. And throughout this process, I'm sorry, the breast. I'm just thinking about latch, you know.
I gotta get away from the fact
nipple.
that the nipple is just a passageway.
And also watching the process with the moms, like, because I have to take the photos of the breastfeeding, but watching the babies, what do you call it when they're massaging, preparing another breast?
Let down, it
like,
massages, the baby massages the breast.
moms
so that
are
milk
doing
can-
it.
massage
Yes,
breast?
Yes,
and
yes.
they know that.
And in that shot with the flyer, if you notice, the baby's hand is on the breast.
Yeah.
So putting
I
on
just thought
mittens
that they were
blocks.
just putting the lead hand
It's
kind of
cute. Yeah, I thought that too.
It's a sensory journey from stimulation to the brain and the motor message coming down, let out milk.
wow.
Our bodies are such miracles.
It
I mean,
is.
Yeah,
Is.
like I look at
I
breast
wanna-
totally different.
There it
I
is.
wanna
That
ask
shot.
you about the other, because so right here I can definitely see
hand.
Latched, right?
Yes.
But what about the other photos where we see
Well,
parents,
Miss
where we
Penny
see
talks
just the
about
kids themselves?
the outcome of being breastfed, which is being happy. You have a happy child.
Health.
You have a more intelligent child. Is it 66% more that they will make in the future?
They will double that.
Or is it 33?
33.
Oh, okay.
33%
Double it
higher
in my mind,
earning
same
power. An exclusively breastfed child will earn 33% higher salaries than those who were not. And that's done by research.
So some of the images
It's not Penny
are...
says, please.
I feel
Fact.
breastfeed like long because I'm at the up to like when I'm at 5, so I'm at the
Yes.
breastfeed.
That's
I
what-
could get
Smart
things to fix it.
SSSS.
You'll be able to
I was
get off the
thinking about
load.
you. That's
Your
what-
smart
Thanks,
S.
babe.
Your smart S.
Yes, I remember that. Miss Penny, on that same note, just quick, I know we're talking about the exhibit, but will we have things about like myths? Because I know you mentioned that. So those are going to be explained in the exhibit. People can go, no?
No.
So,
No, it's about
so,
latch.
so give us,
It's
so give
about
us like a.
latch.
It is the
what's
importance
exactly?
of getting access to the milk.
okay.
Babe, Latched is a duo. It's a team. It's like you can't shake hand, you shake hand. So Latched is a team joint effort between baby and breast.
Okay. And then we're going to be talking, that's what we're going to be able to see. So for people that come to the exhibit, they can go and
Connect.
dive deeper.
Yes.
It's more of a connection to what you go through
Yeah.
as a family. Because Miss Penny talks a lot about family when it comes to this, because once the baby arrives, it's you and your family.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the family support. We have images of the baby with their grandparents, just images of the child themselves. There were just some cute moments. This show to me is very adorable. It is the vision, or when you listen to Miss Penny, you see what she's saying in a sense. And I just hope I brought justice to what it is that she's trying to show us as a society,
Yeah.
what support looks like.
The
Right.
theme for this year's World Breastfeeding Week is educate and support. Step up to breastfeeding. And I think it encapsulates all that.
Does,
Yeah.
it
Step
does.
up. So we are all invited to step up and not be judgmental or dismissive. That we will not only be proactive in planning, like in the workplace, plan that if your employee is planning to have a baby, HR is involved to accommodate, because the International Labour Organization 183, Convention 183 speaks to that.
Yeah.
How to set up your workplace. So every single workplace ought to be knowledgeable about, especially Article 10, about the leave that you need and coming back, taking breaks to express your milk if you're on the job, and so that you always have a supply.
Yes.
If you're separated from the baby and you're not expressing the milk, or the baby is not coming to you, your milk supply can be impacted, because there needs to be at least 10 to 12 movement of milk per day.
I get it.
Oh, wow.
Babies eat just like we do, and it's amazing that we think babies shouldn't eat. Babies don't get up and go to the kitchen, nor the fridge,
They
nor the
cry.
stove.
They cry.
They
But
cry.
we do, and if we need, I invite people, clock yourself in for 24 hours and see how many times you do this. And drink or eat, snack.
I get you.
Munch.
I get you. So let's bring back the conversation to the
To the
exhibit.
latch.
Yeah. And the latch and the exhibit. Can you share with us the details of the exhibit? So the time, the place, and also, like, I'm curious, because it's going to be based in Belize City. Is there the opportunity for this exhibit to travel around the country? I'm thinking
Or
for
they're alive, to be able to have people to see.
That's part of my dream, is that it could travel.
One
that
step
would
at
cost.
a time.
That
All right.
would
So
cost.
share
That has a
us the
cost.
details about the
So it's going
inauguration.
to be at the Bliss. It's 7 p.m. our opening ceremony.
And it's this Thursday.
This
Is
Thursday.
there a
yes.
cost to attend?
No, it's
Oh.
free. It's very open to the public. So anyone can join us on our opening night.
And how long would it be to as well?
It's going to be 2 weeks up.
Oh, wow.
Until the end of the month.
Until the end of the month.
Nice.
All right. I mean, I think we should take the opportunity for any viewer that is watching that has space within various parts of the country, that if they're interested in adopting
And would like to sponsor.
and
Yeah.
This takes sponsors.
So
Yes.
to transport
Miss
everything.
Penny, by all means, reach out their souls on the camera and tell them.
Yeah.
No, you should really support Miss Penny. I've seen her in action in every way within this last 3 months, and I'm blown away. She is an amazing human being. Like,
But it's not about Miss Penny, it's about Latch.
yes, but Miss Penny,
Penny's
you're
78 years old.
You're
Those
doing
babies.
amazing things, Miss Penny. I wish you saw.
I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher by
I saw
nature.
you.
That's my passion, for want of a better word.
And that's good because, you know, it's really great to have all this knowledge and then give it back to others out there so they don't feel lost or confused. I have a viewer in here just saying that, you know, there are women who want to breastfeed, but they cannot do it too as well. And, you know, just
For
hoping
medical
that-
reasons?
For medical
Yes,
reasons and
yes,
so forth. And I'm just
absolutely.
hoping too as well
That
that,
we-
even with the breastfeeding,
Yeah.
people don't give that, so you can't breastfeed, you know, because there's that also
Exactly,
negative story
exactly.
that you can't do it, and that makes a
Yes.
woman feel. I've spoken to a mother
Oh.
that beat up herself because she wasn't able to do it, and she felt less off as a
Yeah,
mother and
yeah,
a woman to
yeah.
be able to do
Yes.
it. And there's
We have
also
to get
that
away
feeling.
from that. We have to understand that, first of all, breastfeeding is a woman's choice. Does she make that choice without knowledge?
Yeah.
So we have a responsibility as healthcare teachers
Yeah.
to let them understand where help is available, that even though there are some instances where there may be a barrier, not a permanent barrier, but a perceived barrier, that maybe those things can be overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for those who can't, the important thing is still do skin to skin. It doesn't matter if you're giving the baby formula, skin to skin.
Because you have that connection.
Yeah. You know, Miss Penny,
You
like,
have to nurture your baby, and it's still a family affair. It is a societal need. Until we reach that point where we recognize it's the responsibility of society to nurture our young, to feed our young to the best of our ability, we miss the boat, and then there are gaps. We want to narrow those gaps of lack of knowledge, because lack of knowledge is a destroyer.
It is.
It is
Ignorance
really-
is not bliss.
No, it's not.
definitely. And the thing is also, like, we're making various advances in science that promotes and allows for breastfeeding to happen.
Yes.
At least, like, in the area of work that I do with HIV prevention, you know, like,
Yes.
we know that HIV is can be transmitted through
Yes.
breast milk. So for a large part,
However-
there's women that were not doing it because of that fear of transmission. However, we know that with medication, you can have an undetectable viral load that allows for breastfeeding to happen.
Absolutely.
Right? So, like, there's opportunities out there for women to connect with their baby, even if they're HIV positive.
Absolutely.
Just take your medication.
It's still their choice.
Within 3 months, you can be undetectable. Of course, you know, when a woman is pregnant, they have to be undetectable during the entire pregnancy. So whenever they deliver their baby, the baby is negative, and they can continue breastfeeding while having an undetectable viral load. So
again, it's
there's many things.
It's you listening to your doctor, it's you taking your medication, it's you doing what you need to do as well. And that all comes again from you going out and asking the right questions.
Education is available.
Put yourself out there. You can't just sit down and just expect information to just drop in your lap.
So this exhibit is an attempt of bursting open the doors and windows to people seeking information in every area but latched is the way that the baby accesses the milk. Every animal, every mammal has to latch. And for those who don't latch, there are resources available, expressing the milk, giving the milk by cup or spoon.
Just something along the way so the baby can get that milk.
I try very hard to show you ways of doing it without having to go into expense and buying stuff. I have an example there of a breast pump. However, the best breast pump.
Your hand.
The hands.
Yeah. So, Ms. Penny, Bree, we thank you so much for joining us today on the couch to give us the introduction to this art exhibit. We encourage everybody to go to the Bliss on Thursday starting at 7 p.m.
But they have 2 weeks to as well.
And they have 2 weeks, of course, to go and dive in, connect with people, connect with different stories, see how can you be part of the movement to
it
make
is an organization, a community-based organization. I know this is the face, but Miss Penny does not stand alone. Miss Penny networks and collaborates with organizations and individuals. And we move around wherever we are invited. I mean, we have Ronald Stewart is the man in the group. There's Yvette Messiah, who is the midwife and certified lactation counselor. And you know, the biggest part of this movement, those families.
Right.
The biggest part of the network. So everybody who is in the exhibit, the brain that connects Kim Vasquez from Niche, everybody who has ever had the experience of needing help is part of the network of mother-to-mother support. And that would be, if I go away with a message, if I leave with a message, mother-to-mother support is the strength, the heartbeat of this exhibit, is support within the household, support within in the nation, in the region. So it's not a one person. We happen to be here. We just happen to be here because we have part of the network. But the greater, if you expand your mind, you will see that every single mother who ever had this opportunity is a resource for another mother.
Definitely. Just pass on the knowledge, you know, be your sister's keeper. Just be on that way of saying, you know what, I went through this struggle. This is how I worked it. I don't know if it's going to work.
Here's
but
let's
figure it out together, man, because we're all in this together. And it's about that community, that support, making sure that everybody that can, and even if you can't, supporting in that way too as well, because that is a concern for some
people. Cook the food, wash the clothes.
We'll make it happen together. But thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much, Miss P, for this amazing idea. And you know, Bree, for you being a dynamic artist,
catching the vision
and just catching that vision, and I can't wait to see how beautiful this is. And for people out there, guys, got 2 weeks. It starts officially Thursday at 7 p.m. Wanna come out if they're in the city, because they know they have people without district.
It's black and white, and you would be amazed how many things are seen in black and white that you would miss in color.
So come out and let it just run a while and let your mind be open to Latched. I love it. I love it so much. But again, thank you so much, ladies, for the phenomenal work that you're doing.
I want to thank the sponsors and thank Niche. I mean, Ministry of Health, PAHO, UNICEF, who else?
I think who is also a
ministry.
Yeah, I'm sure all the sponsors, they know
all the people put money for it to happen.
We thank them.
It costs people. I just need you to know that it costs.
But definitely we are thankful for the work that's being done. And so with that, guys, we go to our next commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.